Nag-share na ba ang screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's start. So, so last time, di ba, na-discuss natin yung mga three-dimensional commands. So, we'll discuss further ngayon yung mga additional uh, commands na makikita natin sa three-dimensional objects. So first, ay recap lang natin. We have various predefined objects, so such as the box. So again, a box as a base of a rectangle. Then yung cylinder as a base of a circle, so either downward or upward. A cone, either an inverted cone, sorry, or a cone. So we have sphere.
Kahit anong ID, ma'am? Or school dapat?
School ID. Group na.
Thank you po.
We also have a pyramid with a base of a rectangle.
Saan pwede magkaroon po?
So a wedge with a base of a rectangle. So para lang siya inclined plane. A torus. So it's the three-dimensional version of a donut. And meron din tayong polysol.
Ano po po?
So kung meron tayong mga predefined objects, meron din tayong counterpart. So its counterpart are the mesh, three-dimensional mesh objects. So let's compare the difference between the predefined objects and its counterpart ng 3D mesh. So for example, so if we have a box, so we have a mesh box. So it creates a 3D mesh primitive box.
Kaya pare-parehas na
So, palta lang natin yung visual style para makita natin yung difference. So, sa 2D wireframe, so as you can see, a box, so it has a smooth face.
Kaya pala po
Then, sa 3D mesh box, so meron tayo 9 faces. So ito, meron tayong 54 faces. So mas madami yung faces. And hindi smooth yung ating mesh box. So again, let's try. So instead of one face, so nagkaroon tayo ng 9 faces as the base object. Then para siyang Rubik's Cube. So yun yung pinagkaiba ng predefined 3D box sa ating 3D mesh box. So mas complicated yung 3D mesh box. Pero if we will visualize it, so same lang naman yung mapoproduce niyang solid object. So next, how about the difference between a cylinder naman? So meron tayong cylinder. So ito yung 2D wireframe of a cylinder. So predefined cylinder. What about? So ano ang 3D mesh primitive cylinder? So instead of a circle, so yung base niya as you can see is an octagon. sorry. So, octagonal pyramid na rather, octagonal cylinder na yung na-form natin instead of a smooth circle. So, as you can see, ito has a number of faces of 72 kasi mas complex. Then, hindi siya smooth. Unlike yung ating predefined cylinder, so smooth yung ating nagawang object. So, ito, parang chinamper yung sides. Kaya naging octagon yung ating ah, base object. So next, so we have a cone. So again, yung cone has a circular base, either inverted cone or yung normal cone. Pero same as the cylinder for a 3D or mesh cone or 3D mesh primitive cone. So yung base natin becomes an octagon. So instead of a smooth circle, so we have a 48 number of faces and the smoothness is none. Bakit? Kasi if you could see the cone, smooth yung ating predefined cone, then yung ating mesh cone, so hindi siya smooth. So next, we have a sphere. So a sphere has a smooth circle, while yung ating mesh sphere, so mas complicated siya. Since yung base na natin is a dodecagon or a 12-sided polygon. So kung i-visualize natin, so yan, hindi na smooth surface yung ating sphere. But yung sphere natin dito is a smooth surface.
Transfer na. Ingat para masarap mag-uwi. Ingat po
Sorry, so next, we have a pyramid. So a pyramid has a base. So yung predefined object natin has a base of a rectangle. So how about the mesh pyramid? So ganito yung itsura niya. So let's go back to the 2D wireframe. So mas complicated itong 3D mesh pyramid kaysa sa predefined nating pyramid. So ulitin lang natin. So yung pyramid, simple lang na base, rectangle. Then we have for mesh pyramid, so we have this. So ganito yung magiging itsura niya. So mali pala. So mas complicated yung ating 3-dimensional mesh pyramid. sorry. So it's made up of 72 faces, then hindi pa smooth yung ating surface. So, next, we have the wedge. So again, a wedge has a rectangular base. Then, para lang siyang inclined plane. Then, how about a mesh wedge? So it creates a three-dimensional primitive mesh wedge. So it composed of several faces. So para sa hindi sila na mabubuo, pero ang pinagkaiba is it is composed of several faces. So this time we have number of faces is 90. But take note, if we will visualize it, pares lang yung mag-perform niyang object. So the difference between the two is its structure. So next, so we have torus. So galing siya sa two-dimensional donut. So a torus, so yan. Kung ang torus natin, or predefined torus, is a circle as its base, how about the mesh torus? So it creates a three-dimensional primitive torus. So iba na yung shape niya, so hindi na smooth. So let's try. So instead of a circle, so on the form niya is an octagon. So same as the cylinder and the sorry and the cone. So yung base object na is an octagon. So para yung octagon naman yung nagkabutas or naging parang donut. So next, we have other 3D commands. So we have edge. So it changes the visibility of three-dimensional face edges. So sorry.
One, two.
Select the edge. Then enter para maging mapalitan natin yung visibility of 3D face edges. So next we have edge surface. So it creates a mesh between four contiguous edges or curves. So for example, meron tayong four lines. So naka 3-dimensional siyang view. Sorry. So the shortcut is edge surf for edge surface. So how to create an edge surface? So select four adjoining edges. So for example, edge 1, 2, 3, 4. Then that defines the mesh. So these edges can either be lines, arcs, splines, or open polylines. So the edges, make sure that the edges must touch at their endpoints to form a single closed loop. So ganyan yung magiging itsura niya kapag pinag-connect natin yung mga edges natin. So next we have ruled surface. So it creates a mesh that represents the surface between two lines or curves. So how to create a ruled surface? So select two edges that define the mesh. Then the edges can be either lines, arcs, splines, circles, or polylines. So take note, if one of the edges is closed, Then the other edge must also be closed. So para maging three-dimensional object yung ating mappa-form. Sorry. So you can also use a point as one edge for either an open or closed curve. So for example, let's create first two curves. So this time we'll use arcs. For example, arc 1. Then another arc. Sorry. Then use a ruled surface. Select curve 1, then curve 2. So yan yung nabuo nating three-dimensional uh, object using the ruled surface. So again, pwede rin gawa lines. So let's try two lines. So then ruled surface. Select the first line, then the second line. So para pinag-connect lang sila. Then automatically mag-3D na yung ating object. So let's try what if madami yung ating lines, kung pwede. Or if it is applicable. Again, ruled surface from the 3D tools. Select the first line, then the second line. So hanggang 2 points lang siya. So pwede naman, so ulitin lang natin. Select the first line, then the second line. Para lang i-connect natin object. So next, sabi din, pwede rin ng spline. So let's go to home tab. So that's the drawing panel. So we have here the spline. So let's create two sets of splines. For example, ito yung first spline. So to end the so yan, na-end na natin. Then, draw another set of a spline. Sorry. So let's create again another set of spline.
Babalik, sir. We represent, sir. Ano kaya to? Kainin natin.
Then, rule surface of the first spline. Then the second spline.
Sabi ko ay, hindi ba?
So yan yung na-create na ating dalawang spline.
Mga nursing eh, naka-ano.
Pwede rin daw sabi, balikan lang natin. Pwede rin ang polylines. So let's try muna circle. If possible.
Kainin na lang natin.
Then, ruled surface.
Saan pinalagay niyo? Sir Emil, may naglagay dito.
The
Baka
first
baka
circle.
sa amin gagalawin na.
Then the second circle.
Iwan na lang ako.
So yan yung nabuo nating three-dimensional object. And lastly, polylines. So PL for the shortcut. So let's draw two sets of polylines. And another set. So yan. So ruled surface. Select the first polyline, then the second polyline. So yan yung mabubuo nating sorry, three-dimensional object. So try natin na combination. What if we have a circle and a polyline?
Merong itlog siya. Kain na yung pagkakas sa ilalim.
May pagkain daw pala dito, also.
Then close. Then rule surface.
Tapos na ba? Akala ko may pa-exam mo, sir.
So
Ayun na yung binata yan.
the first curve, then the second curve. So pwede rin a combination of lines, polylines, arcs, circle, and polylines and lines.
Sir Jeff, baba.
Papapasukin siya.
So next we have tabulated surface. So it creates a mesh from a line or a curve.
Sabi ko sa inyo, wala nang kasama.
Then that is swept along a straight path. So first select a line, arc, circle, ellipse, or polyline to sweep in a straight path. Then select a line or polyline to determine the first and last points of a vector that indicates the direction and length of the polygon mesh. So if yan yung additional 3D command. So again, if we have predefined objects, we can also have its counterpart, which is the mesh, three-dimensional mesh primitive objects. So how about press pull? So a press pull presses or pulls the bounded area. So we can get visual feedback as you move the cursor. After selecting a 2D object, so an area formed by a closed boundary or a 3D solid face, then the pressure pull behavior responds to the type of object you select to create extrusions and offsets. So for example, let's create a polyline.
Sino nagawa niyo ba dyan? Ay, ina ko. Ano pangalan daw? Ano pangalan daw ng siya? Ay, naku, naku. Uy, doon ko nagpunta kay Granano. Ayun na yung...
Sa ano? Sa Balbok?
Oo, Balbo. Sabi sa inyo, magod yung Granano.
Close.
Hindi ko alam ngayon. Matagal na yung ban.
Matagal na yung...
So press pull.
Nag-down na.
So yan.
75. Ay, claim lang naman ang gagawin. Ako, sinasabi ko sa inyo.
For example, yan.
Nag-down na.
Okay nyo nga.
Or also,
Ano, matagal lang walang nagpapagawa din. Controversy ginawa niya. Hindi na gana, mahal.
Ba't na next?
Eh, nung nagpasa ko ng flight ng looks ko yan,
so let's, sorry, nangyari, wait lang.
Nagbabago lang po. Tinigil na ako.
So let's copy this one. So wait, tanggalin ko lang yung na press pull. Since ang kailangan lang natin is ng 2D object. So for example, sorry, na-delete. Wait lang.
Bilang lang yan.
So for example, we have here a 2D object. So we can also press pull the boundary. For example, ito lang. So ilalan natin downwards or upward. For example, 500. Sorry, taasan natin para mas makita.
Nakakit ano ba? Ayos na chart na store.
So 2,000. Sorry. So continuous lang yung ating pagpa-press pull hanggang sa makapag-form tayo ng ating bounded object. So let's try to complete the press pull.
Paano ka nilagay dito?
Sorry.
Sinong gagawa? Siya nagpapamasya. Ay, Magkaka tayong i-stop na lang pa kung muna sa kanya. Wala kayo marinig ko.
Pwede natin hilahin yung buong object.
Para kayong hinigawan na lalaki may asawa.
For example, yan yung boundary. Or, so yan. Sorry, naputol lang yung isa.
Ayun nga hindi ka pong nagawa yung pitch frame.
So yan yung ating bounded or boundary. Then pwede rin yung buo. For example, ito.
Pero makataas yun. Kaso doon sa
So yan, kung hilahin natin for example. So let's see. Automatically butas na yung ating objects. So yun, another way din to para lahat ng objects ay may butas. So next, we have the offset edge. So para lang siya yung sa 2D command na offset. So for example, ito, in-offset natin. Then, for example yan. Then, di ba, na-offset natin to isang face. And pwede na siya i-extrude. So, wait, zoom out lang tayo para so we can have a clearer view. Then, select nyo lang yung in-offset natin. Sorry, wait lang. Then, extrude. Kasi pwede nyo extrude pababa or pataas. So, kung pababa, ganyan yung may itsura niya. Sorry, hindi lang wait lang. Select nyo ulit. So, extrude.
Hindi mo pwede. Dami pa pero
Wait lang, zoom in lang natin. Sorry, nawala again. Offset edge. Extrude. So, pwedeng pababa or pataas. Yan nga tayo sa mas mas maayos. Box na lang. So, offset. Select the face. So, yan. For example, in-offset natin dyan. So, we can extrude that box. Downwards or upward. So, yan. Parang napagsama lang natin yung dalawang
may
object.
tubig na gito. Kinukuha na.
So, next, slice. So, ano ibig sabihin ng slice? So, slice creates a new 3D solids. Creates new 3D solids and surfaces rather, by slicing or dividing the existing objects. So take note the cutting plane is defined within 2 or 3 points by specifying a major plane of the UCS, so it's the XYZ axis, or by selecting a surface object, pero make sure hindi siya mesh kasi kailangan ay solid object, smooth 3D solid, then either one or both sides of the slice 3D solids can be retained. For example, slice, select the object to slice, the starting point. So kung gusto niyo dito saan magsisimula yung pag-slice, for example, ay dito. Then the end point. For example, is dito. Then you can keep both sides or hindi. For example, keep both sides, enter. So as you can see, parang may hati siya. So kung i-move natin to, automatically na-slice yung ating object. We have created two objects. So na-slice yung dalawa nating the single object into two objects. Move lang natin to dito.
Yan ang binili ng kamerato. Ano na lalay sa kamerato? Hindi ako nagsabi. 300. Walang binayaran ko sa Margarita basis. Ibig kasi,
Sorry.
okay, binayaran ko sa
So how about interfere? Interfere pala rather.
Oh,
Or interfere creates a temporary 3D solid from the interferences between two sets of a selected 3D solids. So these interferences are highlighted with a temporary 3D solid that represents the intersecting volume
yung
and you can also choose to retain the overlapping volume. So ganyan lang yung magiging itsura. So di naman to common na ginagamit. So next shell. So ito ginagamit yung shell. So for example, so ito yung example na an object that is shelled. So laki lang natin yung scale. Sorry. So ganito yung may itsura ng shell or na shell na object. So let's try. Try natin a box. So shell, create the 3D solid. So i-remove natin yung faces na gusto nating butasin. Or sorry, ulitin natin. So again, shell. So ito yung pambutas. Gusto natin yung baba. For example, 10. So yan, na-shell natin yung ating box with a distance of 10. You can see para siyang butas na 3-dimensional box. So nabutas natin yung ating object. For example, what if polyline? Let's try a polyline or poly. So for example, gawa tayo ng polyline. So for example, yan. Try natin extrude.
Nasaan yung hindi yung ano, wala kang laman.
Or press pull para buong object. So for example, yan yung ating nabuong object. So let's shell it. Select the object. Sorry, shell. Then the object. So remove natin yung gusto natin i-shell. Example ito. Then the distance, for example, 20. So, lang natin. So, nabutas yung part na yun by a distance of 20. Para na-up yung part. So, yan yung mga values or additional commands sa 3D na pwede nating gamitin. So, pakita ko lang. So, di ba, ang time natin is from 12 to 1. So, at 1 p.m., mag-upload na yung CAD output 3. So, itong CAD output 3, pakita ko na lang din. So, you will create 3 three-dimensional objects. So, tatlo yung kailangan nyo i-submit na three-dimensional objects. So, yan yung ating mga tatlong three-dimensional objects. So, antayan nyo na lang siya mag-upload at
Yes po.
1 p.m.
Hindi po, may info po ilalagay.
So, ang
Kasi kung ano, mas mura pa sa akin.
papasahan is next week up to April 29. So, antayin nyo lang mag-upload. Then, paalala ko lang yung after nagka-output 3, so pinaka-last na nating major output is the individual lab performance. So, sa week 15, ma-upload din. Ang pasahan is week 16. Bakit? Para hindi sumabay sa written exam nyo sa week 17. So, make sure mapasa nyo tong CAD output 3 and individual lab performance for 2D and 3D. Uploaded pa naman to sa week 50. So, that's all for today and yun nga, abangan nyo na lang yung pag-upload ng CAD output 3 para masimulan nyo na. So, thank you and God bless.